Hola y bienvenidos a otro episodio de Spanglish, por favor. You can find us on TikTok and Instagram, @Spanglish, por favor. Ahí nos pueden mandar sus requests o las opiniones de los topics that we talk about. Hola y bienvenidos a otro episodio de Spanglish, por favor. This is your girl Mary.
And Carolina. Karo. Whatever you guys want to call me.
Girl. So I'm going to start practicing other ways to do the intro porque ya me estoy aburriendo de esa.
Let's make up, yeah, let's just rap. I'm down to sing, I'm down to do anything.
That's funny. Welcome, guys. Hola, everybody on TikTok. Hola, everybody on Instagram. Bienvenidos. Hey, DJ Sicario, you change your name. Hey, guys, what's up? So we today decided that we're just gonna kind of freelance it. So we have an idea of what we're gonna talk about, but then we don't have an idea, so we'll figure it out. Pero primero, I do want to hear about your Chicago trip.
I loved it.
Did you?
See, I would probably move over there if it wasn't snowing in winter because I hate the snow. But it was perfect when I went. It looked perfect when I went because it wasn't cold, it wasn't hot.
Too hot.
It was so cool. Like, all the buildings are so old, like made of bricks. Like, it's crazy.
I told you.
We're not used to these kind of buildings over here, you know?
I told you, Chicago is one of my favorite cities. And again, también como tú, if it wasn't for the snow, I would move there.
Yeah, I'm not down for no snow. I'm not down for shuffling, nothing.
Exactly. Like, I can do downtown. I always tell my husband, because he's the one that really would like to move there. And I'm just like, hey, listen, if you can, like, make enough money to where I can be home all day, every day, and I don't have to go grocery shopping, everything gets delivered here, I don't have to go and do nothing outside of the house, and we can do it. Until then, no gracias.
Dude, but you know what? You were talking about, like, the skyscrapers. I would not live there.
No?
Hell no. I'm scared of heights.
Really?
Yeah. Hell no. I was looking at them, and I'm like, no, they're too high.
What was the tallest building you went into?
Dude, the Willis, which is now, like, it was a Sears, which is now the Willis Tower.
Yeah.
We did, like, the box thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so scared. We had to go twice because the first time I couldn't even go inside the box. But, like, it's, like, clear. It's like it's like a window. Like, it's a box.
It's really
window.
cool, guys, by the way.
But I'm scared of heights, so it was really scary for me. And we had to go in line again because I was like, fine, I just need to take a picture. I just need one picture.
That's funny. I loved when I went there. I don't mind heights. I don't think I'm afraid of heights. The higher it gets, the more como adrenalina que sientes.
Oh,
and I love it.
What about when it's like super windy? Like, don't you feel like the...
Yeah, you can. Like, you can feel and you can, like, hear the cracks and stuff. I don't mind it.
No.
But my kid, I know Giovanni, every time we go, he always has to, like, mentally prepare himself. Like, he'll sit outside and he'll be like,
"Aww,
okay, all right, just a week, Mom, right? Just a week." I'm like, just a week. I don't mind heights, but I like it, the higher the better.
No.
Like, I get to see the whole city and hear the cars and smell the food. And
I can be doing that walking down the street. Oh, and I tried dip dish pizza.
Oh my god.
So good.
Bomb, right?
So good.
Bomb.
And I'm not really, like, a big fan of pizza. Like I know people are like, that's my favorite food, or, oh, you crave it. Like, I don't normally crave it. Like, I'll eat it, like, if it's there, you know. But I'm not like, oh, let's go eat pizza. But I was like, no, I need to go try it to see if I like it. And, dude, so good.
Bomb.com.
Yeah.
I know. I do love it. I don't like pizza either.
My friend was like, how would you describe it? I'm like, I don't know. It was like...
It was just so cheesy and so,
it's like so cheesy and like
bread is good, like, yeah.
I was like moist.
Moist. Those are one of those words that
it was just like juicy.
It was, and you can hear it, right? It's like,
yeah,
like the moist of it.
I don't know, and then the cheese. I don't know. The cheese is like so good. I don't know if it was just that one cheese or that place that we went to, but the cheese was really good.
No, it's every time I order it. I don't order it from the same place when we go, and we always order it every time we go because my kids love it. It's really good.
So good.
It's really good. My husband used to talk a lot about White Castle. We have White Castle here now, but I just don't like White Castle.
You know, a lot of people don't.
I don't. It's like drunk food. Like, you know, when you're drunk and just anything tastes good as long as you put something in your stomach.
Yeah.
I think
they should just open like after hours.
Did they or they're going to?
No, I said they just open it after hours.
After
Nobody
hours.
wants to eat that when
Yeah,
you're not when you're sober.
Yeah, that's true. Because I don't like it. I think the fish is the only one that I usually eat. También hay otro que hablan mucho in Chicago. It's Portillo's.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I've tried several stuff from their menu. I didn't like it either.
We went to like the drive-through because everybody's like, oh, you need to try it, you need to try it. But no se me antojó, like nothing that was there, so I kind of just tried the fries. But they're like really known for their hot dogs, and they have really good pasta apparently.
I didn't like their pasta. I didn't like their hot dogs. Their Chicago. I'm
not a hot dog fan like that.
I don't know. I just didn't like it. But the dish pizza, sí.
Yeah.
Me gustó mucho.
You guys need to try it. Whenever you guys go to Chicago, highly recommend it.
Just try it.
Just try it.
But that's good. I'm glad that you liked it. Now you know what I mean when I say
I would definitely want to go back.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
We should make it a girls' trip.
You know how I felt too? I felt like because we went and we actually stayed at a friend's cousin's house, so we were like where the houses were. I felt like I was in the episode of Shameless.
Shameless? What movie is that? Or what
it's a show.
No, I don't think I've watched it.
Oh well, I guess it's in Chicago. Okay. I guess in Chicago, and I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm in Shameless with the Gallaghers.
Felt like you were part of the cast.
Yeah,
that's funny. I love Chicago. Every time we go, we try to go do something different. There is this bridge, they call it the Brothers. Estuvo en una movie, ya se me olvidó cómo se llamaba, pero es un little bridge que se abre y se cierra.
Is it downtown?
It's close to downtown. It's not downtown, but it's close to. It's like Lakeshore by Lakeshores. Y venden frog legs. So we went there to try it one time. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah? Does it taste like chicken?
Not really. It's really, I don't know. It's different, like como slimy.
Ugh.
But it tastes good.
And I'm not a picky eater, okay? But like, I have my limits. I literally eat everything, but me da cosa.
Dicen New York thin crust is the best. In Chicago and New York?
New York.
And New York. I've never tried it. Maybe we'll try it.
You know what?
Though.
I don't know.
No te gustó?
I've never had it, but no se me antoja.
We'll try it.
Have you tried the Chicago one though?
Yeah, have you tried that one? Because that one was really good. Crocodile is like chicken. No, it's not. Have you tried crocodile?
No.
It's chewy. It's not like chicken.
You know what's funny? I have a thing about chicken too. I have a thing about chicken. Like it has like I don't like it when it's too like thick because I don't like biting into it and feeling it. Like I don't like feeling like me biting through like
meat to carne.
No, but meat is different. It's just the chicken. I don't know why.
Because it's like human.
No.
Oh.
How would you know?
I don't know. I don't like cooking it. I don't like the smell of it before it's cooked. I don't like the texture. I'll eat chicken, but I'd rather not cook it.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, because you have to be super clean.
Y yo sí soy picky.
You have to be super clean.
I got problems. But I'm glad that you had fun in Chicago.
It was fun.
Hopefully we can take a trip together there, and I can show you around, and you can come stay in the high rise with us.
Maybe.
You don't have to go in the balcony.
Yeah, you're right.
You don't have to go in the balcony. Nada más te quedas adentro y nomás sientes.
So we kind of thought about a topic, right? To talk about.
So one of the topics that they brought up for us was la infidelidad. That's how you say it in Spanish, right? Infidelity.
Yeah.
And I think that yo quería juntarlo junto con todo lo que tenía que ver con when someone betrays you, because that's basically what a infidelidad is. It's a betrayal.
And I guess it can happen with any relationship.
Yeah,
you know?
It can happen between siblings and friends and significant others, and I think we've all been betrayed at one point of our lives, so it's a topic that we don't like to talk about, but we have to talk about. But it happens. I think it's one of like the worst things that can happen to you as a human.
It changes you
a lot, because then you stop trusting people, whether it's friends or a new partner in your life, or you don't trust your family anymore, and it just sucks when you lose your trust on someone, or when you no longer trust someone. Like that really sucks, because it plays mental games with you. Like,
oh yes,
no te están mintiendo, y en tu cabeza estás segura que te
Yeah.
están mintiendo, and it
Yep.
just drives you nuts. It's crazy. Have you had them?
Well,
Well, ya que me preguntan.
well, this is we're talking about this. I just wanna say, what I'm gonna say has nothing like against this person. Like I'm way over
What happened?
and everything, but I think just to share my story a little bit, my ex constantly cheated on me through my whole marriage, and we were married for 5 years. I caught him like in the middle and then towards the end, but I'm positive he was doing it way before when I caught
Before
him.
you caught on.
So the first time I found out, like I left, and my mom always told me, Karo, la primera es la que duele. The first time is what's gonna hurt the most. And sure enough, it was. It fucking was. I left, and I thought I was like dying, you know, because I was first of all, I'm a Virgo. Like I'm a perfectionist, and I hate failing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like me and any relationship like I have, even if it's friendship or anything, I literally will try my hardest until ya no puedo.
Mm-hmm.
Like ya hasta que tire la toalla, you know?
Sí.
But I literally will go through everything. And even my sister, I remember she once told me, like when I first got married, and my sister never really agreed with how fast I moved and got married, and you know, and I remember one of her friends asked her, like, because they went to the wedding, you know, and Carla's like, my friend told my sister, and she was like, well, ¿cómo crees que nos va a ir? And she was like, well, just knowing Karo, she's gonna try her hardest to make things work. And yeah, I did try my hardest, but you know, now, like, I have nothing against him. Like, I actually like him better as a person.
Now that we're not together.
Yes, I like him better as a person now because I don't take like nothing personal, you know, like él lo que haga, that's his problem. Yeah, but yeah, the first time I thought I was like dying, and then he convinced me to go back, because you know people say they're gonna change, and you know you want to trust that, you want to give people second chances or third chances or how many chances you want to give a person, but at the end of the day, cuando ellos no quieren cambiar, no van a cambiar.
Right.
But where I'm getting is that it really, really, really made me like sick to my stomach after I came back. When I came back and tried to make things work, like I wasn't myself. I was always depressed because every day there was no day I did not think about him talking to other people or what he did in general.
Right.
Like, no había ni un día, ni segundo that I wouldn't think about it. So it made me so sick to my stomach. And I remember I was like, dude, I'm so depressed. Y me dijo, pues vete a terapia, you know? And I was like, okay. And that's what helped me, guys. Like, honestly, before, like, after I started going to therapy, and I was going probably, like, for, like, a year until I found out that, like, he was doing it again, you know? Pero, pues, yo ya andaba bien empoderada. I was like, I'm ready to like take on the world, you know, like I don't care whatever happens to me. And I took it so differently than the first time that I left, because this last time I was like, you know what, whatever his actions were towards me has nothing to do with me. He obviously was going through his personal issues that I don't know about. I mean, I'm not justifying what he did or anything, but basically what I'm saying is like whatever he did, I'm not blaming me.
Right.
And that helped me so much more to just kind of like, it's okay. It's time to move on.
Do you feel like therapy helped you to see that? To realize that no matter what he did and how he did it or why he did it, it just had nothing to do with you. Because I think that when someone betrays you, whether it's a relationship, husband and wife, or girlfriend, boyfriend, friendship, family, when someone betrays you, they know what they're doing most of the time.
All of the time. What do you mean? Unless they're like drugged up or...
Por eso digo most of the time, porque pueden haber incidentes, pero you know what you're doing. And I think that people like that take advantage of the fact that you love them. And it doesn't matter how much you love them, how hard you love them, como los aceptes or no, like, they know they're hurting you, you know, and it has nothing to do with you. It's whatever they're dealing with their inner demons.
I'm always like, never like, fuck, I hate that I went through all this, because honestly, like, I feel like I'm such a strong person now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not who I am now if I didn't go through none of my past experiences.
I agree. Same here.
And I wouldn't be like having the same mentality right now, or like I wouldn't be where I'm at right now too. Like I feel like I'm in a really comfortable place in my life where I could say that I'm finally happy. Even if it's just like me and my kid for now, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like I'm working so much on myself and working so much, you know, just to have goals for me and my
and you
son.
know your value. I'm pretty
and
sure
my
you
value,
know how
yes.
valuable you are as a person, because I think I've been betrayed as well, and I think that when you first get hurt like that, when someone betrays you, betrays your trust, your love for them, your care for them, you know, te comienzas a mirar tú misma. Where did I mess up? What did I do? Was it my fault? Where did I drop the ball? And then, you know, te sientes como tú culpable en vez de esa persona sentirse culpable. But once you realize, and I think therapy helped me as well, I'm a big firm believer of therapy. Like, take therapy even if you don't think there's nothing wrong with you. Because when you go to therapy, it's not like there's something wrong with you. It's just they help you kind of go through your emotions and heal and go
grow.
through your healing process. Exactly. So like realizing how beautiful and strong you are and your worth as a human being, as a person, as a woman, like I think that brings so much value to you que al último en sí la persona se termina hiriendo ellos solos porque luego miran lo que perdieron o miran lo que pudieras haber sido. Because even when you forgive someone, even if that person decides to change, things will never be the same.
Oh, never.
Never. Like, I can forgive you, but I didn't forget.
Yes. Girl, yo soy bien rencorosa. Like,
yo también.
And I'm so bad. Like, I can be a little petty sometimes, and I'll bring shit back from the past.
You're a Virgo.
I can bring shit back from the past. I literally have, like, screenshots. Like, you said this.
2010, here you go, homie.
I record you, like, saying something. I literally be like, screenshot this. I have, like, files, like, in ABC order. I'm just kidding, but, like, I'll bring that shit back.
Yeah. I think most women are. I know I am for sure too. Like I'm very like, I got you. Everything you say can and will be used against you at any point. I think therapy helped me a lot too. I've been through, unfortunately, something very similar myself, and it just hurts, and it hurts more because when you give someone the trust before they've shown you that they deserve that trust, and you're like, dude, I'm trusting you already as it is. Definitely you don't want to start a relationship with no trust.
Yes.
So I'm giving you the trust that you haven't earned yet.
Es que
don't fuck it up.
Te doy una mano, no, ¿cómo dicen? Te doy la mano, quieres agarrar todo el brazo. Or something like that. Something like that. It's a saying like that.
Yeah, it happens, and some people take advantage of that, and some people, everybody has weak moments. I don't like to criticize. I don't like to, porque escupes para arriba y te cae para abajo, and you can say, they fucked up this way or they fucked up that way. That you can be in the same position and make the same mistakes.
You know what? I'm down for people making mistakes.
Yeah.
My problem is like when you make that mistake and you don't learn from it.
And you continue to make the same mistake.
Yeah.
Now
that's when we're having more issues, like
choice of life.
Yeah.
Or choice of living.
And that point is like, pues, you're like that. Tú eres así, ya no quieres cambiar.
Sí.
Because I do feel like people do make mistakes. Sí. And people do learn from them. And then there are people that probably will cheat one time and then be like, fuck, I fucked up, and,
Let me
do better.
Do that again.
Right? But it's cuando ya es como una costumbre.
Sí. Muchas veces en nuestra cultura, especially like older women, like our mom, they've had to deal with that shit over and over and over again. Y para ellas es normal. A veces te dan consejos y te dicen, mija, si es el matrimonio. And you're like, fuck no.
Yeah, no, it's just like
it's not supposed to be like that.
I feel like I had a lot of problems with my mom after I left my marriage, because she's kind of old school. So she kind of like expected me to like, and mind you, my dad never was unfaithful to my mom that I know of. Like, their problem was que eran muy diferentes. My mom era muy alegre, she wanted to go out. My dad like muy callado, serio. Like serio, So my mom was not happy in that way. Cualquier problema que tuvieron without like us knowing, that's nunca supimos, they're still together, by the way. But my mom basically one time was like, tanto que le soporta a tu papá para que tu familia se vaya a la mierda. And I was like, wait. Like,
because you choose to deal with something doesn't mean that I should have to.
Aparte, like, my mom, at that time, she wasn't working. She was a stay-at-home mom. Like, I feel like times now, we women want to work. We want to, like, not depend on anybody, right? So it's like, güey, si no voy a depender de ti, why do I have to stay with you, you know?
Y muchas veces hoy en día no es que queramos trabajar, muchas veces no nos queda de otra, because con un solo salario.
Yeah, everything's more expensive now. Like, everything's more expensive.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, a lot of homes was just the dad working all the time. In our case was different. My mom had kids prior to her marriage, so when we grew up with our stepdad, obviously she was gonna work, no iba a dejar que nos manteniera, de por sí nos tiraba en cara de que nos estaba manteniendo, so my mom nos iba a dejar, you know. But with us nowadays, it's a little bit different because most households, both parents have to work.
Yeah.
I remember when me and Kate first got together and we had Giovanni. He used to work en la noche y yo trabajaba en el día. Nunca nos mirábamos. Nunca nos mirábamos. Like, it was quick little, here goes your kid, I gotta go. Here goes your kid, you know. Yeah. It was like that. And with my mom, it was a little bit different. Unlike your mom, she didn't get to stay home. She had to hustle. Like, she didn't have an option. Aparte que she's always been an entrepreneur, bien trabajadora. Pero she did deal with a lot of shit in her marriage that now she looks back and now she's like, what the fuck? Like, you guys better not deal with that. You guys better not. No, más vale que no se dejen. And apenas el otro día estaba hablando con mi husband and my husband tried to like snitch on me. And I was like, dude, that's my mom. Stop. Yeah. So, you know, my mom turns around and she was like, you know, like, you treat a woman like a queen, she will treat you like a king. But if you can't treat her like a queen, pues no eres ningún rey. And he was like, what'd she say?
And you're like, eres un príncipe.
No, I'm like, no eres un príncipe, no. But I mean, it's just, I think women in their generation had to deal with a lot of things because my mom had to deal with a lot of situations at home. My stepdad used to beat her, and I don't mean como que nada más le pegaba ya. Habían veces que la teníamos que levantar del piso, limpiar la sangre, limpiarla ella, estaba media desmayada. There's a lot of times that I call the cops, and the cops would come, and you know she was afraid of him, so she would say, no, we were just playing, you know, we were play fighting. The kids thought that it was for real. She had to deal with him taking her money and had to deal with it. It's just so many things that he did to her and he put her through and put us through that she had to deal with, that as I was growing up I was like, never will I deal with any of that shit. Like, I would much rather be by myself debajo de un puente yo sola viviendo en la calle a que un hombre me ponga la mano encima o que me quite el bocado de la boca o que trate a mis hijos, you know, like, I just can't, not even if it's their own dad. And women, you know, in that era, they had to deal with a lot. So the cheating para ellos no era nada. It was kind of like, it comes with marriage.
You know what one time my mom told me? She was like, Karo, ¿tú crees que en mis épocas los hombres no engañaban? She's like, antes no se daba cuenta la gente because there was no Instagram, no teléfonos ni nada. Entonces, si te miraba fulanita o fulanito en la barra con alguien que no era tu esposo, tu marido, así es como pasaba. She's like, pero esto de engañar a las personas has been going around for many years. And I'm like, okay, but that doesn't mean I have to deal with that shit, right? Like, because, you know.
I know, it's crazy as hell, but it is, I mean, it's painful when you go through it, but it does change you. I myself, I look at everything that I went through growing up at home, everything that I've been through in all my relationships, my marriage now with my husband, my relationship with my sisters and my family members, everything that I went through. Now I have learned to just be thankful that I went through it, and accept what I went through it and just allow it to mold me to who I'm supposed to be, because I'm different now. I know my value, and it doesn't matter who you are. If you're a family member, a friend, a significant other, I come first, you know, and if you can love me and trust me and take care of me the same way you want me to do to you.
It teaches you how to, like, enjoy life more, I feel like.
Un poquito más.
Because you're like, I remember going back. ¿Y sabes qué? I don't ever remember while I was going through all this, like, how miserable I was until you look back. Like, when you're out of this whole situation or, like, any situation that you're at, you never realize how bad it was until you're out of it, which is, like, so crazy because I was like, how can you not see it, you know?
It's because you're so blinded. Sometimes you're so blinded by the love that you have for that person. For example, I have a really good relationship with my sisters. It's 4 of us, but I don't have a really good relationship with my brothers. I don't talk to them. I haven't talked to them for years. I've cut them out of my life. I don't hate them. I don't wish anything bad upon them. I simply don't have a relationship with them because I'm a super firm believer of just cutting negative people out of your life. So if you're not anything positive or bringing anything positive into my life or loving me or caring for me the same way that I do for you, then I just don't need you in my life. And now that I look back at all those years that I begged them basically for love. I wanted to have a relationship. I just wanted to. I didn't grow up with my brothers. I did grow up with my sisters. So me and my sisters are super, super tight, but me and my brothers are not. So I really wanted that relationship with them. And now that I'm out of it, and now that I look back, I'm like, fuck, I was miserable, you know, because you're dealing with people that are either judgmental or that are very selfish, self-centered, that they just don't give a fuck about nobody else around them. Y tú estás dando y dando y dando. You're like, when am I going to reciprocate the same love that I'm giving to you?
Yeah.
It just sucks. It sucks a lot. Anyways, I know you didn't get to read the article that I
didn't. Sorry, I was like getting ready for work, and I'm usually running behind.
You're always busy.
Dude, no, it's because I'm escaped. The problem is when you live so close to work, you tend to be
like 5 more minutes.
Yes, you're like you push it. You like push
5 more minutes.
You push it. You know, like
that's funny.
You test your.
So timing. I sent you an article. Let me see. I'm gonna pull it up really quick so that I can have it here. So, you know, one of the episodes that we had, we talked about Roe versus Wade being overturned, and there's just so many bills that have been brought up by, you know, legislators. And one of the bills, I was just sitting there dying laughing because I was like, what the fuck? Like, seriously? And I feel like the fact that a lot of us are not politically involved in our communities, if nos podemos preguntar who's our mayor, who's our, you know, chairman, like no sabemos, you know, we don't even know who these people are, we don't know what their background is, we don't know what their beliefs is. A lot of people think, oh, I voted for the president, that's good enough. And it's like, no, you need to also be involved in like your local government because there's a lot of things that are going on. So after Roe versus Wade, there has been a couple bills that were presented. One of them que me llamó la atención es uno in Jackson, Mississippi, that was presented by, I can't remember si eran 7 or 9 Republicans that were supporting the bills. With Roe versus Wade being overturned, half of the country is conservative and half of the country somos un poquito más liberales. So, por ejemplo, en Nevada no tenemos mucho problema porque aquí el overturn de Roe versus Wade is not really going to affect us because we still can do abortions, we still can do contraceptives and things like that. Pero hay lugares como, por ejemplo, en Mississippi, que sí, they're getting rid of, unless there's a medical reason to, like, the mother's life being in danger or something like that, they're not going to be able to get abortions. So their solution that they're bringing up is un bill, que es el bill 4512, the unborn child support. And I have so much problem with this because I feel like I'm a feminist. I'm always trying to fight for women's rights. I'm always trying to look out for my fellow sisters. But I'm also a mother of boys, so I also need to look out for what's going to affect men too, you know. With this bill, this new legislation that's sponsored by a Mississippi senator, this would allow mothers to get child support while they're still pregnant. Y tú dices, oh, pues está bien, ¿no? Porque
la muchacha agarra ayuda.
Agarra ayuda, sí, porque una de las peleas es, well, what if the girl can't afford to keep the baby. Yeah, so their way of coming back to that or saying that they're protecting the women is, well, then women should be allowed to get child support from the minute that they conceive, which I'm all for it, you know. But there is buts or there is holes in this bill. This provides flexibility for mothers who don't want to involve their fathers. So in other words, I'm a huge feminist. I'm always huge for women's rights. But what I don't agree with is women who feel like it is okay for you to take children away from their fathers. Because you're not hurting that father. You're hurting those babies that are not being raised with their fathers. Whether we're together or not, you still have a right to the kids. You know, like I don't see me and Kay ever separating and me ever saying, I'm going to take my babies with me. You're never going to see them. Like I couldn't do that. My mother did that to us. We grew up not knowing our fathers. The only one that knew her father was my little sister, and that was our stepdad that we grew up with. And I feel like if we had a father in our lives, if we were allowed to have our fathers in our life, he would have never done as much as he did, much damage.
For sure.
Because there would have been a man there that would have been able to sacar la cara por nosotros, you know? So this, I'm looking through it. I'm like, what do you mean? So mothers in Mississippi will be able to choose whether the father's in that kid's life or not. The other one is the mandate that all paternity tests be at the discretion of the mother and not conducted if the test would be at the child's risk. In other words, if my son's 18, right, 19, 20, young, you know when you're young, you're stupid, you're young and dumb. Mm-hmm. And if he's messing around with a girl and this girl gets pregnant, I don't think I would be the type of mom that I would be right away like, oh my God, you need to prove that my son's the father. You know what I mean? But now you're taking money from my kid, so now I need to know, is that really my grandbaby? Like, were you really only messing with my son? The paternity test is going to be at the discretion of the mother. So if she doesn't want to take a paternity test or to have a paternity test taken, they don't have to, and the dad has to pay. I have a big, huge problem with that as a mother of boys, because it's like, sería diferente que dijera, no, pues cuando nace el baby, le hacemos el test, prueba que eres el papá, now you have to pay backdated child support from
That's smarter.
the first month.
Right.
But now I can get pregnant and say, you're the father, and now you gotta pay. Now you have to give me child support, and you legally have to pay me child support, and if you don't, you can go to jail, you can get your driver's license taken away, a whole bunch of other consequences that come with not paying your child support. So can you just imagine, and you're a mom of a boy too, can you imagine a girl just saying, yeah, he's the father and he's gotta pay, and I'm never gonna do a paternity test, I don't consent to that.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Es like estamos regresando para atrás. Y yo sé que no nos afecta a nosotros porque no estamos en Mississippi, estamos en Nevada, es muy diferente aquí. Nuestro estado no es conservative, no es tan Republican, pero sí, it's kind of scary to know that someone just like me in a whole other state has this whole other issue going on that, you know, sometimes we don't think about. And it's so crazy. And now I'm like, okay, pues what other bills are they going to come out right after Roe versus Wade, que estamos regresando para atrás, o sea, because that's going to create a lot of like economic disruption. Porque imagínate, you're a young man, right? You're working, your parents taught you to work, you're over here trying to bust your ass, trying to go to college. You're messing with a girl, and I'm all for him being responsible if that is his child. So that baby is born and we take a paternity test and it turns out to be yours. I am all for you being responsible for that child. But what I am not for is for a woman to
be milking it.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, basically. And there is a lot of women out there like that, you know. There's a lot of women que están buscando de dónde sacar. I was watching Judge, ya ni me acuerdo cómo se llama, es La Morenita. They had a case in her courtroom, and the dad was like, she was taking her baby's dad.
Okay, but you know those are fake.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Those are fake.
I'm like, those are all fake.
Those are fake. Those are fake. But there is women like that. Like there is women that want to take kids away from the father. There is women out there that just want the father of their kid, to support them. Like there should be an equal balance. Let's make man responsible, but let's also not allow women to take advantage of men. Yeah,
I feel like when I separated, everyone was like, you need to push child support, blah, 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 you know. Todo lo primero que me dicen, you know. Like, you're gonna be fine, Yeah, I probably should have done that, but also, like, we have joint custody. Like, I feel like we're pretty equal, and we co-parent so good that way. So I'm like, if I don't, I mean, ideally, I would want to, just because I would want to just move all that money to, like, a savings for him, you know, because I know that he doesn't save, like his dad doesn't save, right? But to me, I'm just like, I can do that for him too, though.
Right. Y los dos se pueden poner de acuerdo. I honestly, I see how you manage things with the father of your kid and how you guys get along, como dices, for the baby, anything that has to do with the baby. But I like how you're not like, it's mi baby nada más.
No, girl, you know what I tell him all the time? I was like, I remember one time I was like, dude, like, I can't do this parenting thing without you, you know? Like, I need him.
Yeah, it took two to make him. It should take two to raise him.
Yeah, I'm never not gonna be like, no, you can't see your child. No, te lo quieres llevar? Like, even if it's like the days that I have him and he's like, hey, can you take him to my parents because it's my birthday or it's Father's Day? Blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, ¿cuándo te lo llevo? Se lo dejo. Like,
Cuando quieras,
any little break I can get, like, because it's so hard, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, like, I like that we can help each other that way, you know? We went through like the whole divorce process and you have to go through mediation, and it was so fast because we literally agreed on everything. And even though it's like in paper, it doesn't mean it has to be set that way, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like I know when I went on vacation, I was like, hey, you know, I'm gonna go on vacation, but I'm gonna go these days. And half of the time he was with me, half of the time it was this time that he was with him, but he was able to like help me with my son while I was out there. And you know, it was so nice because I do that for him too when he goes to Mexico or any other vacation. And it's just so much easier than like fighting.
Yeah.
You know, just like having good communication. Because at the end of the day, it's like, you help me, I help you.
Yeah. And I mean, our relationship and whatever we have going on or not going on should not hinder your relationship or my relationship with our kids.
Yeah.
You know, it sucks that there is people out there that act like that.
Yeah.
I grew up without my father in my life. I met him until I was 18 and I tried to have a relationship with him, and it was just so hard because it's like he's meeting a whole
person,
adult. Yeah,
with,
so
like,
it was
beliefs,
just
different
really
beliefs
different.
and ideas.
Exactly. So for me it was hard not to have my father in my life, and I don't think I would ever want to do that to my kids, to where they don't get to have their dad. We have boys, so boys always need their dad. Always. I mean, girls too, don't get me wrong, but I can't see,
mostly if they have a good father figure, you know. Like I am okay with like women that have to deal with deadbeat dads that are in drugs or alcoholics and stuff like that. But the best way for them is to not have any communication with their kids.
Oh yes.
Or parents that want to come back out of nowhere, and out of nowhere like se desaparecen. Like, I feel like that's more harmful for the kids, right?
Eso sí, like that's totally different right there, because if you can be consistent with my kid, if you're gonna be promising my baby that you're gonna come get him and I'll be there next Saturday and I'll be there next Saturday, and you're not showing up, at some point I'm gonna have to step in and be like, hey, either you get your shit together or don't even talk to my baby, because all you're doing is hurting my son. And, you know, at some point, the kids también, they get to an age where they're like, you know, dad is just a liar. You know, like, he just be lying. I listen to some of my nephews sometimes, and they're like, yeah, dad just, you know, he just be talking. And it's sad that your kids would look at you that way, porque les mientes tanto, y la mamá no tiene ni que decir nada del papá, o viceversa, you know, el papá no tiene que hablar mal de la mamá. Like, kids get old enough to where they start realizing what's really going on. You know, you can lie to them for so long before they're like.
I feel that you're so good about not lying to your kids, though. Like, you literally, I love how you talk to your kids, because you literally talk to them like they're little adults.
I can't lie to them. You know why? Because especially nowadays, there's school everywhere. Like, there's internet everywhere. There's Google everywhere. Kids talk. I told you about the time that my son came home saying about the period, and I had to sort of explain it to him, you know, because he came home and he was like, Mom, what's a period? And so, but before I answered...
You're like the little dot after the sentence.
Right. I know, right? No, pero siempre le pregunto primero a él, what do you know about it?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to, like, tell him, and that's not what he was talking about. So I was like, well, can you tell me what you know?
There's lots of periods.
But he was like, oh, my cousin so-and-so said that, you know, so-and-so is in her period, and he said that, you know, when she's on her period, she's a bitch. And I was like, excuse me? Like, what the hell? So then I had to explain to him, like, you know what?
Mind you, tell everybody how old your kid is.
He's 11.
11. So the 11-year-olds are saying this stuff.
Yes, they're talking about this. And his cousins are a little bit older than him, pero él aprende. I mean, están escuchando, and I can't go over there and be like, hey, big cousins, you guys don't talk about stuff. You can't control what your kids go to school in here, what they hang out with other kids in here. So I did have to explain to him what a period was. I didn't give him full details, but I did tell him, and I told him about the pain. And I think it's funny because just a few days ago I had my period, and I was like really cranky, annoyed, and bothered, and I was just going through it. So he just looked at me, he goes, period? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, do you want tea?
Oh, he's so cute.
I was like, yeah.
Dude,
so I mean, cute. lie to him, because if you lie to him, and I've caught him several times where he'll ask me questions. Primero le pregunto lo que él sabe, based on what he knows, then I'll answer the question. Y al último me dice, oh, I didn't think you were going to tell me. And it's like, why not? Like, why would I lie to you? I'd rather you be able to come to me and talk to me than for you to be like, I can't even bring this shit up to my mom because this bitch is going to lie to me. Like, fuck her. Let me go ask my friend.
Well, because our parents didn't tell us anything about anything. I never believe me, I never got the sex talk with my parents. I think I don't even know if I got, like, my period talk. I think it just happened, and then my mom's like, oh, ponte esto, but she never explained to me, like, oh, you get this because of this, like.
Dude, I fainted in the bathroom. I hate blood. So I fainted in the bathroom when that happened. Nada más escuchó el putazo que me di. And my mom, like, ran in there. She's like, yeah, put this on, and then that's it. Yeah, they didn't even show me how to put it on. They didn't even...
Girl, I remember clearly, too. Like, do you remember the movie Striptease? Mm-mm. They would play it all the time, like, in the TV, right? Like, they would air it in the TV. But I guess it's, like, about, like, I never watched it, really, because my mom was always, nomás la ponían en la movie, and they're like, oh, ¿para qué vayas a su cuarto? And I'm like, what the fuck, wait, why are you guys even watching this? Like, like, they would never, like, lay out, like, we were always, like, super protected, like, about shit like that, like.
And it's good to protect your kids, because there's certain things that I wouldn't tell my 11-year-old right now.
Yeah, but
there's certain things that I will tell my 11-year-old that I won't tell my 4-year-old.
Oh,
my 4-year-old doesn't need to know about some stuff. Me estaba riendo porque ayer estaba bañando my 4-year-old and he found his huevos. So I was turned around grabbing the toalla to agarrarlo. Y me volteó and he goes, Mom, what is this? And he's like touching them, and I was like, what? And he goes, this. And I was like, oh. I was like, those are your huevos. And then he was like, why are they down there?
Oh.
I know what
you're like,
they're sleeping.
You're like, Dad. Let's ask your dad.
But I mean, it's little preguntitas que ellos tienen a veces, curiosidad, and it's telling them. You don't have to lie to them. You don't have to give them the whole shebang. Because I remember my 11-year-old cuando tenía como 7 o 8 años, 7 años, because that's when I got pregnant with Mason. So that was his first time seeing a pregnancy up close.
¿Y qué te dijo? How are babies made?
Exactly. So obviously I'm not going to be like,
pues tu papá,
like yeah. That he actually just learned that not too long ago, like when he took his class, his health class. He was like, he goes, Mom, ew, I don't want to take that class. And I was like, oh, you're going back. I need you to learn whatever the hell they're going to teach you, and then you're going to come home, and then whatever questions you have, I'm going to answer. Because my mom didn't let me take the health class.
Oh, you did tell
me that.
Growing
up, the only class she let me take.
Didn't you say, like, you thought you were going to get pregnant by kissing anyone?
Yes, bitch. And I was, like, in high school. Like, if any of the guys that I dated in high school, they will tell you, as soon as they wanted to kiss me or hold my hand, I would break up with them. Like, I had a lot of boyfriends in high school, como cambiaba de calzón, cambiaban de novios, pero era por el puto miedo, because I was like, this motherfucker wants to hold my hand, what the hell, or he wants to kiss me. Like, I was very fucking ignorant. I'm not kidding. I was very ignorant.
Well, you did grow up in a very religious home, and
Yeah, and it's sad. And you know what? We were having a conversation con un amigo de mi sister. We took a family trip, and he came on the trip with us. And we were sharing our story, which I think I'll slowly start sharing some of my stories.
Honestly, guys, I feel like the first time I met Mary, I didn't think she would open up like how she did. Like, I was latching her, and when she left that day, I was like, oh my gosh, this girl, like, she can write a book. She has gone through so much. So, like, I can't wait until she's ready to open up and tell you guys, because honestly, like the person that she is now, you would think she would never went through all this shit, because I would just be like, what? Like, very, very hard. Like, her life has been very hard, and like the person that she is now, it's like you wouldn't even expect it. So I'm excited for whenever she's ready to
slowly start opening up.
Yeah, because
I will.
It's gonna get good, but I think will. Only when she's ready.
There's a lot of times where, like, for example, me and my sisters will start talking. Si nos juntamos, comenzamos a decir las historias. Ahora nos reímos. De vez en cuando lloramos. Pero cuando nos juntamos y contamos historias, hay veces hay personas that are like, what the fuck? You guys went through that? And we're like, yeah, it was normal to us. Like, when I say that growing up, we went through mental abuse, physical abuse, verbal abuse, unfortunately, some sexual abuse. Like, that shit was real. And a lot of the shit that we went through growing up, we thought it was normal.
Yeah,
like,
I'm sure, because you didn't know anything.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't know anything else. That's all you like knew, like all this fucking abuse, you know.
And when I got out of that and I started to live my life and I started to learn new things and see stuff, and especially when I became a mom, because I never wanted to be a mom. I was really afraid of fucking up. I was really afraid of being a fucked up mom. I was really afraid. At that time, I hadn't taken therapy yet, so mi miedo era, you know, I was abused like this. Am I going to turn around and do it too? You know, because a nosotros no nos pegaban, casi nos mataban. You know, it was really rough growing up. So I was really scared of becoming that. I was really scared of reflecting what I went through.
You know, there's a lot of people that will go through all this stuff and be like, I'm never gonna be like this, or I'm never gonna put this person in front of me. But there are people who have experienced it from our ex in the past. He would see his mom get beat up all the time by all his stepdads, and you would think like, oh, pues pobrecito, mira a su mamá que le daban sus putazos, güey, you know, like you would think, fuck, like I would never put a woman through this, you know. And sure enough, dude, that's what he does.
Damn.
That's still what he does, you know?
So
hay diferente gente, you know, like either you're like, you know, I'm so against this because I experienced this and, you know, that's never going to happen to, you know, blah, blah, blah. But there are people, they're like, this is all I knew. And it's not like, and I don't excuse that because there's people like you.
That's true.
I don't excuse that, like, oh, well, that's all I went through and that's all I saw when I was younger. Yeah, that's true, but fucking go heal. Right. Be a fucking, go heal, go get therapy, I don't know, work through your fucking issues, because that, to me, that's no excuse.
Yeah, work through your demons, because it is going through anything like that, going through anything traumatic, even like a really bad car accident, like even that kind of damage you some way, like you're driving y estás, you know, thinking that everybody's gonna run into you. So going through shit sometimes can break you as a person, and unfortunately sometimes you reflect that to the people that are close to you, and unfortunately a lot of times it's your kids and all, or your partner, or you know, your friends or your family members that are close to you. So for me, it's just learning not to be like that, and I still work through my issues. Like I still have demons in me that I'm still working through. I still every day remind myself, like, you know, that's not me. I don't have to be like that. There's a lot of things that I have changed within my marriage that unfortunately I don't think I'm perfect. So my husband has had to deal with shit, you know. Mucha gente le dice a mi esposo, oh, you have such a good wife. And I was like, you don't know what the fuck. Like, I'm a whole fucking Chucky over here.
Well, wait,
like
we all have personalities, you know. Like we all have different personalities. We all have to adapt to like a whole family dynamic, you know, like, so nothing's gonna be ever perfect.
That's true.
You know?
That's true. So with my kids, I try to be as real as I can with them. I try to be as truthful as I can with them. I try not to lie to them, and I do share my stories with them.
Do you think when they're old enough, you'll tell them everything you went through, or no?
Yes.
Like todo?
Todo, porque son hombres, son niños. Por ejemplo, con mi 11-year-old, que ya le mencioné lo del period, qué es lo que pasa, cómo te sientes. Like, él nada más se da cuenta que estoy en mi period y me cuida.
I know, he's so sweet.
Mom, I went to the store with Daddy and I bought you this.
Oh my God.
Mom, I made you your tea. You know what I mean? So I want him to be the man that I deserved as a husband, as a stepdad, as a brother, all of it. Because he's a brother, he will be a dad. Who knows if he will ever be a stepdad? He will be a husband. He will be a boyfriend. He will be a primo. Like, I need him to understand that his role as a boy, as a man, is important. Is as important as a woman, but you have to take care of the woman in your life.
Yeah.
You have the same way you love me. You have to love and protect your primas. The same way that you love me, he doesn't have sisters, but the same way that you love me, you have to love and protect the girls in your life, your friends. You know, like, stand up for your friends. Don't let boys bully girls. You know, like, don't do that shit. So I want my son to be a good man. And I don't think he's going to be perfect. No one's perfect. But every time you're about to do something, think about me.
Yeah.
Would my mom be okay with this? You know? Because the day that
that's something that my mom taught me.
Exactly. You know? Like, this is going to go back and reflect on my mother in the way that she raised me. Este fue otro episodio de Spanglish, por favor. You can find us on TikTok and Instagram, @Spanglish, por favor. Gracias, hasta la próxima.